Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, the Oscar ratings are in and they are a disaster. What needs to happen to turn it around, or is it too late? Then Ted tries it. Our fearless producer is checking out a new show all about cars that he swears is really for everyone. We'll be the judge of that. And sweet sensation. Charcuterie boards are everywhere, but one local business is basically replacing cheese with candy. Kendall is giving us the golden ticket tour. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Sandstone. Good morning, Climax. Good morning, Northfield. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And so does she. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another Mr. and Miss Fire Prevention 2014, Kendall Mark, everybody.
You can prevent forest fires.
Only you.
Yep.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Me and Smokey the Bear.
That's right. How you doing?
Good. I love Northfield.
Do you? I've never been there.
You and I need to go to Northfield.
Sure. Give me one. I'm putting you on the spot. Give
Froggies.
me one great thing about Northfield.
Froggies. If
What
you've
is-
been in Northfield, you know. So my sister went to Carlton, and so we would go and visit her a lot. And it's this cute little restaurant bar that's down by the river. You go down some spiral staircase, and then just got good bar food and drinks, and it's just fun.
Okay. I did.
Froggies.
Froggies.
Yep.
That reminds me, there's a new place opening in my neck of the woods in the North Loop. It's a margarita bar. There's several across the country. Yeah. And I forgot what it's called. Someone text me or tweet me or something. But it's opening in the North Loop by Free House. And it's a chain. I have nothing to, I don't like to bust on chains. I don't like when people get snooty people. Shut up, you go to chains.
Yeah.
That's my
Applebee's
feeling.
is great.
Yeah. Endless apps, come on. Anyway, but there's a new margarita taco place opening in the North Loop of Minneapolis. So if you're going to a Twins game, a good place to go. I mean, please, that's the greatest thing about going to a Twins game. My whole
North
little
Loop.
neighborhood. You can just do a little Free House, Nolos.
Yeah. We just did Axbridge Winery.
That's right, the new place.
I didn't know it was the Schrader
Smack
people.
Shack,
Smack
Monte
Shack.
Carlo,
Egg salad sandwiches for days.
JD Hoyt's, an institution.
Institution.
Yeah. I'm
We can
bullish
keep
on
going.
downtown, man. I'm gonna just I want people to come back. In my neighborhood, it's yeah. Anyway, I have a little thing. You ready? A little thing.
Do you?
I do. I talked about this in the radio show, and I'm gonna pick it up here. I'm done with people overusing the word iconic and legend.
Okay. Give me some context.
Thank you. Thank you for asking and setting me up properly. That's why we're a good team. Kenya Moore, Real Housewife. Now this you'll see what I mean here. Kenya Moore, Real Housewife of Atlanta, posted a picture of herself in a bathing suit. She looks beautiful. She's a great businesswoman. I'm taking nothing away from her. But she wrote icon. Here's my beef. Here's my beef-aroni. After watching the Tina Turner documentary, Andy Cohen tweeted something like, after watching the Tina Turner documentary, I think the words icon and legend should be reserved for actual icons and legends. And I know it's a small thing, but he's absolutely right. Because icon, Prince, Dolly Parton, Jackie Robinson, Marilyn Monroe, those are icons and legends. You know, Billie Holiday.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a little beef. I've seen the
Decades.
Kardashians call themselves icons. No.
I think you need decades to really be an icon. Don't you need like decades of power?
It's not even so much power or time. It is how are you and what you've done. How have you woven into the fabric of popular culture? All of the people that I have mentioned, those are icons. Think of Dolly Parton. And also, most of the people that I said, they're classy enough to not, Dolly Parton would be, don't call me an icon. That's, I mean, again, we were laughing yesterday when people go, I'm rich. If you have to say you're rich, you ain't rich. You know, I'm classy. Really? Really? Anyway.
It's true.
Yeah. I'm just a little thing in life. I'm still going on our pet peeve show.
That was a great show.
People loved it. It's up to like 40,000 people. Still people on our Facebook page putting their pet peeves. We may have to do a sequel. Pet Peeves Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, coming soon.
I mean, it's a 10-part episode.
That's right. It's a 5-part series. Let's get started, everybody. Roll it, Leo. We're hungry. It's time for the hot dish. Did you like that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. If the Oscars were held amid a pandemic, but no one watched, did it really happen? That's the problem for the Academy this morning. Ratings for the Oscars fell off a cliff. Fewer than 10 million people watched the show this year. And that is near a 60% drop from a year ago. Not 5 years, not 10 years. That is a drop from last year. Last night, Jimmy Kimmel, Arnold Schwarzenegger offered his thoughts on what the Oscars should do. Look at this.
I was asked several times that did I watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I told people, I said I watched maybe 1/3 of it. So I didn't even know, I cannot even tell you if I won. Did I win yesterday?
You did win. You won Best Supporting Actress, weirdly, you won for...
Very nice, very nice. But I tell you, the reason why I only watched 1/3 was because it was so boring. I just couldn't watch it anymore because there was so much talent there on the stage, but it was so boring. How can you make this with all this talent so boring? I think the next time they should take it to Muscle Beach and have the Oscars on Muscle Beach. What do you think about that?
That's not a bad idea.
Look, he's joking, but fundamentally, I said this yesterday. I'm not going to go over, please watch yesterday's show. I get that it's a celebration of artists, but you're still putting it on television, and if you put it on television, you have to make it entertaining. Here's the problem, and I don't know if this ship can be turned around. I think there are several, it's not an easy answer. There are several things in play. First, award show ratings have been going down for years, even with or without the COVID. Number two, I think there is a lack of, and I don't like this term, but a lack of mainstream movies that everybody can rally around. My point with that is, if you look at the height of Oscar ratings, it was in 1998 when a little bitty movie called Titanic was nominated for basically every award. So people felt invested because the entire world loved that movie. The other thing that's in play here, and I would say like 5 years ago that this was maybe number 5 on the list of why people don't watch, but I would now say it's 2 or 3, and I'm being very serious. People do not want political stuff in the award show. And I can see a lot of you nodding your heads right now. This is coming from me, who admittedly, I agree with most of the things that are said there. I don't want to see it. You know why? Because when I go to the Oscars, I want an escape for a couple hours. You know what I mean? I'm tuning in for the razzle dazzle. I'm tuning in for Billy Crystal coming out. Now I'm making old references here, but I'm coming out. I want to see Cuba Gooding Jr. running around the stage because he's so excited. I'm coming for the grandness of it. I agree with a lot of stuff said, but I don't want to see it there. You know what I mean? Especially as difficult as the world is right now, there are a lot of places to get that information and to get that message. And I don't know if I want to see it in the Oscars. And that's just me. Again, coming from someone that agrees with most of the stuff said.
Yeah, it's the big movies aren't there, like you said. And there were movie stars there. I'm not saying there were not. But it's not the days of like, there are movie stars every which way you look. And that also, people are interested in that.
Well, because now you can see movie stars on TikTok. The mystery is gone now.
Right.
You can see them all the time.
Right.
Next in the dish, the folks behind the hit Britney Spears documentary have their eyes on their next project, the Janet Jackson-Justin Timberlake Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction. Sources close to the production say it will be about the fallout and the executives at Viacom who killed Janet's career. The production is reaching out to everyone involved, stylists, dancers, directors. It's unclear if Janet will take part. JT is apparently not thrilled. I can imagine why. His people say they hope all sides are included. It's done by the New York Times. I think it will be. It's not like being done by Hooterville News. So I think it'll be reputable, just like the Britney Spears. But I would be fearful if I was Justin. He's going to take a hit from it. And it's not hyperbole, and it's not being overly dramatic to say that episode decimated Janet's career. She was on fire. She had, All For You was out a couple years before that, if not that year. She was on fire. And that single-handedly, radio stopped playing her songs. People were it's ridiculous. And she didn't deserve it. She didn't deserve it. You have a different take on this. I know you do.
I'm not that excited about this. So this is why. And it has nothing to do with Janet Jackson. She has already said she's doing, I think she's executive producing her own sort of mini documentary, two-hour episodes about her life. And she's talked about how she's going to talk about Michael. She's going to talk about this incident specifically. She's going to say her piece as much as she wants us to know what her piece is, right? To me, the first Britney doc that we're talking about, great. There's a very different thing, though, comparing apples and oranges with Britney and Janet. Britney has the conservatorship. We've sort of seen what's happened to her career and what she puts out on social media. Janet's not like that, right? So at what point are you just sort of exploiting something that happened to them 2 decades ago? If she doesn't want to talk about it, then why do we need to know?
Yeah, I think we need to know because I think there needs to be some real accountability to the people that were responsible for it.
Right.
And if we don't get to the bottom of it, are we ever going to have that accountability? Because I'm on Team Janet here, but I'm not on Team Janet where look, I always say this, you should never be in charge of your own autobiography or your own biopic because human nature dictates that you're going to put your best foot forward. I'm not saying Janet would give a slanted view because I don't want Jace emailing me. But look, you want to put yourself in the best light, and you can't blame her. I want the truth from an independent team, and I hope this documentary will give that to us.
If it does, I just want it to put a lid on it.
Sure.
Not 7 other documentaries, not from them.
I get it.
Come out afterwards.
We're putting a lid on this because we're going to take a break, and we will be back following these very important messages. Next, stay with us, everybody. Another helping a hot dish is coming up next. After being closed for over a year, the most magical place on earth is getting ready to reopen its gates. We're taking you to Disneyland. Then an update on Ashley Judd's recovery after that horrific accident. Also ahead, Ted is checking out a new show that he swears everyone will like. Sure, Ted, sure. And it's basically Candyland right here in the Metro. Kendall is taking us to Candy for Supper. That and more when we come back.
So this is not the first time you've done voiceover work for animation. In fact, going way back, I think we have a clip here from many years back.
I thought I saw a booty dad.
That's right.
I did saw a booty dad.
It's Tweety Bird when he was hitting the gym. And I think, well, everyone remembers this.
Eat my shorts.
I'd never heard that as a threat before. Yeah, you were the original Bart Simpson. And some of the great Disney movies, too.
I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who sits and was sits galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20.
You got 20 thingamabobs. It's crazy. We have a little bit more of that, I think.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection is complete? Wouldn't you think I am the girl who has everything?
So good. Oh, no, that's great. We should just have Arnold revoice everything, all the Disney characters.
Oh, Lord.
Have him do Iago, the bird from Aladdin. Anyway, 2 little updates, some housekeeping here.
Yes.
Phil Jones, unpaid researcher Phil Jones, who watches every day unless he's on vacation. Fuzzy's is the taco place opening in my neighborhood. Fuzzy's Taco Shop. Thank you, Phil. Number 2, I have bad news for you. A woman named Darlene, and what a good name that is. That's my mama's name. Darlene writes, Kendall and Jason need to know. And I love when an email starts like that. Froggy's is probably closed.
Forever?
No, on Mondays. I don't know. No, forever. I think it's closed forever, Darlene.
Oh, maybe after. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
man.
So the place in Froggy's, where was it?
In Northfield.
Yeah, I think it's RIP. So thanks, Darlene. Good name.
Sad day.
Next on the dish, everyone wants to be cast on The Crown, right? Right, Kendall? With the exception of one character. No one wants to play Prince Andrew in season 5 or 6. The brother of Prince Charles is, I don't know, how do we put this, friends? He's become quite Britney Spears toxic. after being linked to the late Jeffrey Epstein. Netflix is shooting down the rumors. They're like, no, no, no. But the role has been posted on a casting website, and sources close to the production tell a British tabloid that it's been a challenge to fill the role. Have Arnold Schwarzenegger do it. I did not do that.
Well, not me.
I have a clip that I play on the radio show. If you listen, it's from the 80s. And I love Arnold, but it's the creepiest clip ever because it's Arnold teaching this woman in a gym English, and he goes, biting, biting. And he takes this carrot and he has her bite it. It's the creepiest clip you'll ever see. Go look at it on the YouTube.
Biting?
Yeah, he goes, biting. Say biting. And it's just, ugh. And she's biting the carrot. It's just weird. It looks like you're watching Cinemax at about 2 a.m.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, I do wonder, honestly, like, what's your opinion on this, Prince Andrew? You really don't think people want to play him? That
I
they're
actually
really
think
having
it's
a hard
true.
time?
I do think it's true. I think
Really?
if it's still if it's still listed on a casting website, a legit casting website, yeah, there's trouble. It's So what we're gonna do is we're gonna help out. We're gonna send Ted. We're gonna have Ted audition. He's slight, he has the same kind of. So we're gonna have Ted audition. We're gonna send that off to Netflix.
No, we're not. Don't worry, everyone. He'll be here. All 46% of you that love him.
Hello, we have an hour to fill every day. Hashtag truth. Next in the dish, we're getting our first look at the new season of Master of None. Now, if you don't know, that's the Netflix show created by and starring Aziz Ansari, and went on a long, long, long hiatus after he was caught up in some things, Me Too movement thing. The new season appears to have made, how do we put this, some tweaks to the storyline. Look at this.
Okay. Hypothetical for you.
Okay.
Let's say
Yeah.
we're at a party. Maxwell's playing.
Love him.
You don't know me. I don't know you. And I ask you out on a date. Would you say yes?
I'm sorry, I was falling asleep. The new season follows Denise, who was a supporting character in the first 2 seasons, and her partner, Alicia. Aziz, who plays the struggling actor, is barely seen in the trailer. It's going to debut next month. That's like the last season of Laverne and Shirley, when it was just Laverne, but they still called it Laverne and Shirley. Yeah, that trailer, it's, no.
So the original show, I never watched it, but we talked about it.
Yeah.
It's a comedy
It's a comedy, and it focused.
on love.
Yeah, it
and
focused a
career.
lot on, Aziz was the star.
Yeah.
Now, I think they're just trying to avoid any connection. They need to release the episodes, but they want to just like sneak it in. Here you go, here's the new season.
But like, then what's the point if you're just sneaking it in and just throwing it out there?
Because they spent millions of dollars on it, and they do want to get it out there, but they don't want to get a lot of buzz on it. So I'm sure they're delighted that goofy shows like ours are running the trailer.
So I guess my point is, why even spend the money in the first place and redo it if you're afraid that people are going to get upset about it when you know that they may get upset about it, and so then you're like slowly putting it out there. The whole thing doesn't make sense to me.
As we often say, more questions than answers.
Thank you.
Next up, the lights are back on in an iconic spot in Southern California. Look at this. Okay, I could just sit here for the next couple minutes and smile.
I could sleep. Well, what was that? Come on.
That's Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland.
But that's the whole point. Like, where are the fireworks?
Because they're just turning the lights on. Global pandemic. Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland in California is glowing again for the first time in more than a year. A special lighting event was held last night ahead of today's soft reopening of the theme park. The official reopening for the public is this Friday, with capacity limited to 25%. So today it's going to be cast members, special guests that will allow the park to kind of get its wheels on. Cast members are employees at Disney. But yeah, I know, look, it was
Anticlimactic.
I know, but they can't be having a lot of fireworks and stuff yet, which I think they should bring it back. Again,
Like a
bring it back.
balloon?
Or
Can we
something.
just like have a balloon?
But that just makes me look, that And
Cake?
for California and for the residents there, Dax Holt, our buddy, is going to be there soon. We're going to ask him about it. It's all kidding aside. It's a big deal. It's a boost. It's a good thing for the Anaheim economy. It's a good sign that things are slowly, and I hate this term, but it's slowly returning to some semblance of normality.
Right.
And it really is. Look, you know me. If you watch the show, you know I love Disney, and I'm partial to Disney World. But I will tell you, walking around Disneyland, and you know that Walt, the actual man, was in that park. There is something quite magical about being there. You know, the castle's smaller, but it's more intimate. There is, I mean, hokey, but there is a little magic in that park.
No, it is really cool. I am being
Facetious.
goofy,
I know
yes,
you are.
but that it is really exciting.
I know. Jeff, executive producer Jeff, revealed in our meeting he's never seen a Disney animated movie.
Which was, he said princesses. You did say you hadn't seen a lot of the princesses.
Oh, as a child, he didn't watch them.
And then
He
he
wasn't allowed
referred to himself as an adult.
Yeah, he goes, and now I'm not going to watch them because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said he didn't get to watch it. He only watched educational fare.
To which we took mild offense.
I know. I was like, I watched educational stuff, but...
Disney is educational. It teaches you all kinds of things, like how to sing to birds, don't eat the apples from crazy old ladies.
Thank you.
You know?
I learned that if I really wanted to, I could be a mermaid.
Yeah. If the glass slipper fits, thank
Where-
God.
Don't date a beast. Things can go very wrong.
Don't prick your finger.
That's right.
Ouch.
If a clock starts talking to you, could
Time
be
to
problems.
go.
That's right. Yeah. Monkeys are cool. Hakuna Matata. See, Jeff, I learned a lot from Disney.
We learned a lot.
Yeah. Next in the dish, Ashley Judd is on the road to recovery. She broke her leg in 4 places after she fell while hiking. Remember that? Remember those pictures? Horrible. Here they are right here. Ugh. So she posted her progress on her Instagram and is working on rehab. Oh, can't look. Let's go back to the Disneyland video.
Please.
Working on rehabbing her legs. She also suffered nerve damage, which will take a lot longer to fix. It took 55 hours. Okay, Leo, let's get off that video. It took 55 hours to get her out of the jungle. Let me repeat that. 55 hours. Once in South Africa, she underwent 4 surgeries. She then flew to the U.S. for another 8-hour surgery. She, to quote Alyssa Edwards, is a beast in the best way.
Yeah.
She is a bad Blake. That's toughness right there.
And everything she's posted has been like, hey, this is my update. It was really difficult. But then also like very positive and, remember these people who took care of me. They're wonderful. And so it hasn't been like, oh, this has been so awful and traumatic. It's been actually really cool and kind of cool to watch the recovery.
I mean, that proves. I mean, I stubbed my toe, and you would think, if you heard me, you would think that someone cut off my leg. And this woman goes through an 8-hour surgery.
Only
2.
to stub his toe, too.
Yeah. It hurts sometimes. Just saying.
It does when you stub it just right.
Yep, it does. My dear friends, we have a lot more ahead, including a trip to a brand new candy place. And Ted has a brand new show he swears that all of you will like. Ted tries it when we come back. Back after this.
Cameras.
Action. Formula One is open for business again.
Good morning.
2 meters this year, though. You've got to keep your distance.
The hype is there, the hope.
Away we go.
The target for the season is to survive.
You almost accept that you're dead. Honestly, no. It cannot be the end. I'm the man that walked out of fire.
Drama on and off the track. Welcome back. As the best race car drivers in the world are once again the focus of a new Netflix reality show called Formula One, The Drive to Survive. Recently returned for season 3, and it may be exactly what you need. And I'm thinking to myself, really? Well, that leads us to one of our favorite segments. It's time once again for 62% of America Loves Ted. Joining us from NASCAR headquarters is Fox 9 pit crew member Ted Johnson. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, not NASCAR, Formula One.
Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Ted, well, that brings me to question 1. In your real life, in your plane eating real life, home owning, real life, are you a car fan, like a racing car fan?
Not really, but I have been to 2 IndyCar races.
Okay.
So
a little bit.
A little bit, but not really.
You have a shallow base of knowledge about the world.
Yeah, they go fast.
Okay, they go fast. I'll mark them down as a no on that one. Okay, so the question is, you turn on the Netflix, you started this. Did you start with season 1, buddy, or did you go right to 3?
Season 1, kind of get my feet wet just to see if I liked it. It's got sort of a Real Housewives, but then like, the sports end of it. So it's like the, those NFL ones where they go behind the scenes, but you mix both of them because they're insanely rich.
Yeah.
So it just hooks you right in because the guys, the teams, they're a little petty towards each other because they're all looking for that little edge. So it's just great drama both on the track and off the track.
So you answered it right there. Some shows, people will say, oh, give it 2 or 3 episodes. Were you hooked instantly?
Oh, yeah, right away.
Who's your favorite or who's the star? Who's the Jill Zarin? Who's the Bethany Frankel of this?
Well, what I like is that after season 1, you didn't really see any Lewis Hamilton, who is the best one. You don't really see him much in the first season, but the second season, they basically go through every single driver. So each episode is, kind of like a self-contained thing. But one of the big stars is Daniel Ricardo. He started off as a race car driver for Red Bull, which is one of the good teams. And then at the end of season 1, he blindsided them and left to go to rival Renault. And then at the end of season 2, or end of season 3 actually.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he decides, I'm not feeling this Renault relationship and goes to the other rival, McLaren. And let me tell you this. The relationships between the driver and the team boss is it's like a head coach, starting quarterback relationship.
I don't understand that, but go ahead.
You and Jeff.
Oh, I understand.
You and Jeff.
Okay, I understand that relationship.
And the head of the team feels very blindsided, and here he is talking about it.
The big news of the week is that Daniel Ricciardo is on his way to McLaren. What do you make of that?
I've done my best in not being hurt, in not making it personal. Daniel leaving me.
How you doing?
Ricardo's on a monster salary, so from Renault's point of view, they're sort of thinking, come on, we've given you everything you've asked for and more, and you've not actually given us a chance to prove that we're on a better trajectory than McLaren.
What's been, I guess, hurting the most is the fact that it's not a long-term project that I thought we had signed up for.
Why McLaren, you think?
Ask him. Ask him. Wins and then fight.
He's very sad.
Well, he's very sad. And I think a net negative that we haven't touched on that may be a turnoff is all of these men are incredibly unattractive.
That's also why I brought up Daniel Ricardo.
Ted, I think no matter what it is, there's a learning moment there. What have you learned about Formula One?
So Formula One versus kind of the NASCAR and the IndyCar, each car team basically builds their car and does little things here and there that they think is going to make the car faster. Really, it is the car that goes fast. The driver just sits in the seat and takes it somewhere. And they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on it, and then there are these insane crashes like this one. The car splits in two, and he miraculously is okay.
But Ted, because we don't want the emails, right? I mean, the driver plays a significant role.
He's putting his life on the line.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see the teams in the background. I mean, for example, Mercedes, which is where Lewis Hamilton races for, they sold a bit of information to another team. Well, the other teams didn't like that. So they filed a complaint with the Formula One. Formula One said, we agree with you, other teams, but we're still going to let them race.
It is just like my relationship with Jeff. Very complicated. Hey, do you find yourself, are you going to continue watching this, Ted, or is this just for the show?
I finished all 3 seasons, and I'm looking forward to this weekend's Formula One race.
Come on, are you really?
Yes. I watched 2 weeks ago. I was watching for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I don't know what I've become.
Here he is, Ted Andretti. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Formula One to Survive is available on Netflix. Kendall, you going to watch it? Yeah, Kendall's going to watch it. I'm a big no, but that's fine. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Kendall's taking us to basically Candyland when we return. Back in a moment, everybody. Okay. The Jason Show fan club on, Facebook. They're the best. And Karen is one of our best members. She's usually here with us a lot. Karen just summed it all up about that Formula One show. Karen writes, as I get older, I wonder why people want that dangerous adrenaline. Why not just watch the Jason Show, find the Holy Ghost, exercise, and have sex? Right there. I don't know in what order she wants us to do those things, but that's fantastic. I love her. Charcuterie boards are red hot right now, but how about boards made entirely of candy? A local business is doing just that. Kendall introduces all of us to Candy for Supper.
Candy for supper. Where did this all come from?
So we had seen these candy charcuterie boards around, but there was nothing in town. There was nowhere where we could get them. So we decided to get together and make candy boards for our friends this Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And we started sourcing candy and putting them together, and then we would drop them off, and our friends would call us within hours asking where they could get them for their friends. And suddenly this Valentine's Day project with our kids had turned into a business.
There's 3 of you that do this together.
We each kind of play a different role. We have different backgrounds. We all have other careers. I would say Maddie is the brainchild behind it. Cassie is the marketing genius. I have some social media experience, and then we all come together to put the boards together, which is so fun because it's kind of like friend time, but we're getting some work done.
When people are calling and they're asking about this, have you had any crazy requests?
The craziest thing we've had is we had a specialty board that had cows in it, and someone emailed us and they said, my friend is crazy about cows. Can you send down an all cow board? And we did. Yeah. And the cows happened to be delicious.
Cows were delicious people. It's a very Minnesotan statement of you. It's like those nerd roll things.
Yeah, those are so fun for the end. You can pop one of those right under the mask if you need to before we get started.
You just need to have a little nourishment.
We will admit that, there's a little eating as you go. And
full disclosure.
Yeah, we always tell our kids we'll bring them home anything that falls on the floor. This is our signature setup for our signature rainbow board. Part of the art of it is definitely mixing the sours with the sweets and the different textures and sizes and getting everything to stand up how you want it to look.
I just want to eat all this. It smells so good, but I am listening.
So you pick if you want to start with, little raspberry blobs. What we really try to do is always make sure that things are standing up in a way, because once we seal them with plastic, we want to be able to see everything. It's like a little puzzle. So sometimes it's really satisfying. Some boards get really frustrating because you can't figure out how to make it work perfect. If you've got the speed, then we'll hire you.
Speed? I just don't know how pretty it's gonna turn out.
Well, it's got little robots, so it's gotta be cute. But look at that, so you've got a candy board.
I've got a candy board. Okay, now I'm going to go see how mine stacks up versus the ones that you make professionally.
Should we see? Ah, I just lost one. So this you're out. That goes to the kids.
That goes to the kids. So how did you know this one was mine?
Had it not been for the initials, I would have had no idea. I think you're a natural. But I think one of the things that you saw that's pretty fun, each of these boards has around a pound of candy. So you pick it up and you think, this isn't huge. But upon opening it, people are always so surprised by the variety. They love digging in. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo of candy. We love watching the kids and the grown-ups do it.
Mine is definitely closer to 2.7 pounds. When you're thinking of, this is a new way I want something to lay out, I mean, do you guys just honestly go through it or like trial and error? Like, what's the process?
So I recently made the ugliest springboard you've ever seen. I was trying to create some sort of like grass with flowers that became blue sky and butterflies.
The thought was there.
Definitely a Pinterest fail. From that, learned some other really fun ways to sort of manipulate some of the candies and place them. So we sit around and we do some concepting. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
It's really a creative outlet. As we all have, day jobs or careers that are a little bit different. So this is really fun in that we get to be creative, we get to work with friends, and it's one of the few things in life where you think about it, you do it, it comes to fruition, and like, what's not to like? It's beautiful and it's candy.
What's not to like, people? It's beautiful and it's candy. For supper!
Candy for supper. Kendall joins me now. Great idea. Inventive, like new, fresh. I mean, all those... Fresh. All those,
Well, and you think about it, like it would be really expensive to make one of these on your own because you have to get all these assortments of candy, so you get this bag of all these different things, right? So they just kind of, and all the candies from all over the world. I was like, how do you find all this stuff? They're like, there's stuff from Sweden, Japan. I mean, it's neat.
So I was going to say, some of it is stuff that you can't find at like Walmart.
Right.
The candy there.
Right. And I mean, the color coordinating is just so exciting to see. It's so fun.
Kendall did a fun little video that you can see on TikTok. Just to search for Jason Show TV and do it. You did a little time lapse of the building of the charcuterie board.
Yeah, it's charcuterie.
Charcuterie. I just made that up right off the top of my head.
Trademark it.
That's right. See, they don't give these shows to camels. To learn more about the candy boards, check out candyforsupper.com, and we'll be posting this segment a little bit later on our Jason Show Facebook page. And as always, if you miss our show live, we have a replay on our sister station, Fox 9 Plus at noon, and full episodes on our YouTube channel. We're going to take a break. We will be back after these messages.
He had an imaginary childhood friend. His name was...
Maurice!
Correct. His profession was...
Oh, Space Cowboy!
Correct! What is Chandler Bing's job?
Oh, gosh!
10 seconds. You need this or you lose the game.
It has something to do with transponding. Oh, he's a transponster! That's not even a word!
A classic clip from Friends. Welcome back, everybody. Friends is one of the shows featured in a great new BuzzFeed list. Here it is, 31 TV characters who were almost played by different actors. Now, in case you didn't know, this is a good one. Courtney Cox was offered the role of Rachel on Friends, but turned it down because she related to Monica way more. And now, again, as is the case with all of these, can you imagine anyone but Courtney Cox playing Monica?
No. Or Jennifer Aniston playing Rachel.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Again, it is, we got to move on, but it is one of the most perfectly cast shows ever. Whether you're a big fan or not, it is perfectly cast. And the reason you know that is because from the pilot episode forward, you know each of those characters. It's great writing, well cast. Let's stick with Friends. Matt LeBlanc. He was offered a show after Friends, but turned it down. That show was Modern Family. LeBlanc could have had the role of Phil Dunphy, but didn't think it was the best fit. So, of course, Ty Burrell got it instead. I'll say it again, rinse and repeat. Ty, come on.
Perfect.
I mean, beyond perfect. I remember seeing that preview of Modern Family. I was asked to host a fall TV extravaganza thing for our old boss, Carol Ruppel. And I saw that clip, and immediately everyone in that room went, that's going to run forever. And it ran forever. You won't believe the next one. The late Whitney Houston. She wasn't a big star back in the mid-'80s yet, and she was cast as Sandra, the oldest daughter on The Cosby Show. But Whitney didn't sign the contract because she wanted to be a singer instead. That's, I mean, amazing. Amazing, because I remember her debut album, what was it, Jeff, 84, 85? Yeah, 85. The Cosby Show debuted in 84 over there on NBC. would it just change the whole trajectory of her? No, you could have done both.
Right.
Janet Jackson was on Good Times, went on to be, Different Strokes.
Right.
But
know thyself.
Yep. Next, Rob Lowe. The former Brat Packer was offered a big old TV role. Dr. McDreamy. That's right. In the ABC hit Grey's Anatomy. Gee, I wonder why we picked this clip out of a show that's run for 18 years. Rob turned it down, though, and of course it went to Patrick Dempsey instead. Rinse and repeat. Come on. Patrick Dempsey. Can't think of anyone else other than him for McDreamy.
I could maybe see Rob Lowe, though.
Are you more McDreamy or McSteamy?
Steamy.
Really? No.
Baby.
It didn't melt my butter. Jennifer Lawrence almost landed a big TV part before becoming a movie star and an Oscar winner. You ready for this? She was 16 when she went for the role of Serena on Gossip Girl. Yeah, that part eventually went to Blake Lively. There's a show I've never watched. That's your generation. Did you watch Gossip Girl?
I did. I read the books. I could see them both in that role, but Blake Lively killed it. So
Gossip Girl at the end ended up to be Danny DeVito, right? That's who the...
Yes, it was Danny DeVito, everyone. Surprise.
Is rolling taxi. Next up, Oliver Hudson. Kate Hudson's brother and Goldie Hawn's son. He was almost the lead for a popular drama. Look at this. This Is Us. That's right. He was almost in This Is Us. But when Hudson was scheduled to screen test with Mandy Moore, he went on a previously planned fishing trip instead. So thank goodness, because the part went to Milo Ventimiglia. And let's just all say a nice prayer for Milo and the short shorts, which he's continuing to wear on a daily basis now. Every time I turn on the internet, Milo's coming out of the 7-Eleven with a shorts.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, we do say so ourselves. Finally, both Connie Britton and Taraji P. Henson were up for the same TV part, but missed out. Which one?
Actually, I'm here to find out.
Olivia Pope in Scandal. Kerry Washington eventually got the role. Can I see either? Yeah, I could see either of them in it.
I loved Scandal so much. There's just no one but Kerry Washington.
Did you like that show?
I loved it.
I had a lot of people like it until the cave thing. Until she was in a cave and there was a dragon or something. I don't know. Then the show just went Ryan Murphy, went right off the...
Yeah, it did get a little goofy at the end.
Yeah. You can read the entire list on BuzzFeed.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the bubblegum goodbye and more after these messages. Back in a moment, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hey, as I said earlier, if you missed our show anytime live, we want you to watch live, but if you can't, I understand. You have a life. You can catch us a little bit later on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search for The Jason Show, hit that subscribe button, wouldn't you? Please. Thank you very much. Or you can watch us a little bit later at noon on our sister station. Okay, in my hand, Kendall, I'm holding the mystery, the magical bubblegum goodbye question. Are you ready?
In my hand. Not in your hand.
I'm a mess. Hey, Kendall, if you could be an Olympic athlete, what sport would you compete in? That answer when we return. Back in a moment. Beautiful shot. Another beautiful shot by Adam there on our jib camera. That camera costs $250,000. And nobody does it better than Adam. Welcome back to the show. It's time for the magical mystery question of the day. If you could be in the Olympics and have any talent, what sport would you play? Ladies first.
Well, when I was a kid, I would have said I would have been a figure skater because I loved Michelle Kwan, Nancy Kerrigan, Tara Lipinski, that whole thing. As an adult in the Winter Olympics, I'd like to ski, lifelong sport, and you can go really fast. If it was the Summer Olympics, did we qualify this?
It's
fine. If it was the Summer Olympics, I would have been a gymnast as a kid, but as an adult, I think that I would like to be a beach volleyball player.
Wendy Williams is next, everyone. No.
I would like to do everything. How about you?
I have two.
Yeah?
Badminton, artistic swimming.
Did you have to look up what was
artistic
in the Olympics?
swimming? Synchronized. Oh.
Did you? Okay, so you have an opportunity to name one whole sport in the Olympics, and Jason names one that doesn't.
But that's a category. I looked at the Olympic website, isn't it?
I knew you looked it up. You had to look it up?
Yes, I don't watch the Olympics.
You couldn't have been like track.
Because I don't want to. I run normal. I know. But no, it says, I'm looking at the website. It says categories, artistic swimming. I would like to artistically swim.
I bet you would. Fountains.
Tomorrow on the show, Kendall, Ted, and I head to a dance fitness class. Oh, wow. Oh, set your DVR for that one. Right now, though, if you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself. Even if you want to do artistic swimming, go out there and be yourself. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Is it really? It's synchronized swimming? Well, you learn.